What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, Sim Football Critic, and I'm ready to get right into it, guys. As you can see, man, we're going to talk about what happened in the preseason, as far as the first game against the Packers. But we'll address a couple other things before we do that. But yeah, man, we're happy to be back. And for you guys that, are here for the first time, this is Terrible Towel Tuesday, where us Steelers fans get together and we talk about Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I give my account of what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, etc., etc. And then I definitely conversate with you guys in the chat. Now, what I also want to mention to you guys, man, don't forget, I think once we get into the season, I want to try to see if I can get some guests on, if I could get some of you guys to come on, and I have to figure out exactly how I need to do that, probably Skype or something like that. And to make it easy and simple, I'll probably just do voice calls via Skype, don't do the video calls, and just funnel, your voices through the software here that I'm using to stream. So, we'll think about that. So, guys, start thinking about that, man. If you guys want to be a little more vocal, we'll try to see. Again, I'll find the best way to get you guys to call in, maybe Discord, something like that. And make it happen, man, because I want to hear you guys' comments as well. And it's always great to actually physically talk to someone rather than just, doing it via chat. All right, so that's what we're going to do, man. So look out for that come season, the season start. I know I've said, guys, that I'll be trying to do these at 7 p.m., but I'm not sure if it's always going to work at 7. We'll see. So at the very latest, what we'll probably try to shoot for is 8 p.m. I was a little behind today, so I apologize for that. But we'll definitely, see if we can lock down the time once the season begins, because it shouldn't be a problem at all with me actually streaming these rather than the pre-recorded. So, before we even get started, man, I got to give a round of applause to my man Antoine Myers. A tip of the hat to you, my brother, man. Appreciate you coming through and dropping a donation, man. Always love when you guys show love like that. So shout outs to you, Antoine. Appreciate that. And this is a Cowboy fan, man. This man, he's just a fan of me. I appreciate that. And I hate using the word fan. He's just a supporter of me and you guys in the chat. So shout outs to Twan. So let's dive right into it, man. Man, oh man. It's a lot to talk about, right? Let's see, where do we want to start? So I got some notes here, guys. Like I said, I'm old school. Look at this. I got the notepad. Got some notes here to make sure I don't miss anything, and then we'll dive into a couple things I want to talk about. The upcoming game against the Packers. Let's hit that really quick and kind of talk about what we want to see. Or, you know what? Maybe we should do that in reverse now that I'm thinking about that. Yeah, let's save that for last, because some of you guys may have some comments about that, and I don't want to miss your comments. So let's save that for last. So let's see, what else do I have here? A little bit of injury information, man. Sean Davis now, Tomlin is categorizing, categorizing Sean Davis's injury as day-to-day. So we'll keep an eye on him. I know Bud Dupree did return to practice today, I believe, or yesterday. I'm losing track of my days, but Tomlin has said he will play, but we'll dive into that, when I start talking about the Packers. A couple other guys we already know. Ramon Foster, we know the situation with that. We know the situation with Eli Rogers. Vance McDonald, man, it's not like Tomlin is coming out and saying anything bad, but it's just not a good sign. It seems like that, Vance McDonald is going to be sidelined, man, for the rest of the preseason. Training camp obviously ends. I think it ended today. Might have been the last practice. I think they only did Monday and then today, Tuesday. And, they're done as far as Latrobe and St. Vincent College. But, we got preseason games still to pay attention to. This second one, I'm definitely going to be paying attention, as well as preseason number 3, the tune-up game. And then, of course, the scraps, guys fighting the scrap and trying to make the roster in preseason game 4. So, what else do we want to talk about really quick? Okay, so everything I have here notated is about the last contest. Now, before I get into the guys that I liked and what I saw in the game, obviously, guys, Damone Patterson is going to be one of my highlights. He is my standout from that game, along with Ola, which now we know is Adenahi. Adaney. That's it. They're saying that it's actually pronounced Adaney. I know a lot of us were saying Adenaye, Adenahi, Adenaha, Adenaho. I mean, got to be a little crazy right there, yo. Forgive me. But yeah, I think his name is actually pronounced Adaney. Don't get me to pronounce his first name. I just know it's Ola. That's what we're going to go with. Ola Adaney. Like what I saw out of him, man, even though there's a little caveat there, the guy that he went against when he got the strip sack, you know, they saying that was the ex-rugby player or whatever, so, you know, the quality of the sack, you know, they're trying to taint that, but still, I like what I saw out of him, and even if we take that off the table, we're hearing good things about this guy in practice, so I can live with that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the game. Let me show you guys something really, really quick, man, that I don't know if you guys pointed it out, but I took a couple screenshots here from the game. You know, I recorded it and have watched it several times. So excuse the quality, man. I took the picture off of the TV, and you know you get those like pixelated lines or whatever. But let's take a look at this. Josh Dobbs, all right? We're going to pick on Josh Dobbs for just a second. Look at this play right here. Now, this was an option play down in the red zone, right? Now, I hope you guys are able to see that pretty good. I'm going to leave that up for a moment. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with the option play in college, okay, it's a bunch of different options, so I'm not going to bore you guys with the different types of options. But typically, the idea of the option, especially in a single back set here, the quarterback is to read the DN or the closest threat, okay, on the edge. Usually an unblocked guy. Right? So a lot of times it's the DN. It could be a outside linebacker in that spot. But the objective is to either keep it or pitch it. Right? Now, you read that guy. If he goes after the running back, you turn it upfield. Okay? If he seems like he's coming and crashing down on you, you pitch the rock to the running back. Now, in some instances, Steelers fans, you guys will remember this, when RG3 was a rookie, and he was tearing up the league. You know, he was doing the read option and all of that. What happened when it came to Heinz Field, right? I'll tell you what happened. The game plan at that time, Dick LeBeau was like, no. We're taking this back to the old school. One guy is going to punish the quarterback, and another guy is going to be on the running back at all times. And that's how we shut that down. If you guys remember that game, they ain't have all that rushing success on us. If I'm not mistaken, it was Alfred Morris, right? Was with Robert Griffin, and shout outs to Alfred Morris. Always got to plug that in. I met this guy a couple years ago, man, when I was down at EA Sports working on Madden. He spent the week with us. Phenomenal guy. I would be a fan of Alfred Morris forever because of his personality. Him and his wife was both there. Great guy. So I'm always going to root for him. I see he just got signed to a team, so hopefully he can go out there and do his thing. But anyway, getting back to that. Y'all remember that, right? We shut it down. One guy smacked the quarterback, the other guy smacked the running back, and we won't fall in for them shenanigans, right? So anyway, fast forward to this. Y'all see this picture here, right? This is the beginning of the play. Now let's take a look at the second picture. Boom. All right, so right now, and you're going to see me looking at the picture as well because, you know, just force of habit. So if I wander away from the camera, you guys know I'm looking at the photo. Now, basically what Dobbs is doing here, okay? And let me see if I got my direction right. It should be up in that corner over there. It's weird looking at it this way. But anyway, you guys get the picture. Now, at this point, Dobbs is reading that free guy right there. Because you see Okafor is going up to the second level. He's going to hit the, that's probably a middle backer or a backside backer or what have you. But there's a hat on a hat. And you're going to leave this guy basically unblocked for the most part. You got to make your read. Now, at this point, Dobbs is probably like, he looked like he's pursuing me. But as you guys can see, look at the feet position. Look at the leg position. He's going towards Ridley, okay? So keep this in your mind, all right? Now look at this. Look at that lane. Look at Okafor. Look at Dobbs. And look at the decision that was made. Dobbs pitches it to Ridley. The defender... Now, you know, I could have got a closer shot. You know, I could have rewound it a little bit and paused it a little bit earlier. But trust me, if you go back and look at the game, you're going to see that this guy has already committed to Ridley. And there's a moment where Dobbs can clearly keep it and walk into the end zone. Walk into the end zone. So, again, I'm not criticizing him. It's just things that, I noticed, and this is how crazy and detailed I am when I'm watching film. I looked at that and I was like, wow. And my wife could even tell you, I was like, babe, look at this. Let me, and I went through the whole spiel. Let me explain to you what should have happened here, right? So after I explained it to her, I said, now, let's watch this play a couple times. What should have happened? And lo and behold, my wife said, oh, he probably should have kept that. After I explained the rules to her. So, again, I'm not trying to beat Dobbs up. I think Dobbs is a very smart kid. Obviously, we know, his smarts. But, little plays like that is things that maybe the team looks at when they go in the film room. So I'm just saying. All right, now, let's take a look at another thing with Dobbs, all right? I'm going to show you guys something really, really, really quick here, if I have it. Do I have it keyed up? Let me see. Actually, I don't, but give me a second because I want you guys to see this. Oh, yeah, dude. Here it is. So I'm going to let this play for a little bit, guys. I'm always a little bit leery because the NFL, sometimes if they get wind of you using any type of information, especially video, they flag you for, possible copyright. So I'm just going to show this very, very quick. And that's why I'm kind of using still shots more than anything else. But I'm going to show you this really, really quick, really fast. Look at this in the top right corner. It should be up here, up here. All right, y'all see that? Now I'm going to show it to you one more time. This was the interception that Dobbs threw right after Sensabaugh got his interception. Or was it the Cam Sutton one? I can't remember, but it was right after an interception that the Steelers defense got. Take a look. All right, you see this? Interception. Now some of you guys are saying, okay, what am I trying to show there? Here's another quote-unquote bad decision again. I mean, in the throes of the moment. Listen, we're sitting on our couch, but I want to show you something. Let's take a look at Dobbs in the pocket. You guys see that? And actually, give me a second. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it, really see it. You're going to see me move it here. Okay? This is Dobbs. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor here, but if you can, great. If not, I apologize. But Dobbs, as you can see where he is, right there, basically on the 45. Look at how clean that pocket is. He has plenty of time. Now, if you pay attention, look down in the far left, like right around the, what is that, the 18-ish yard line. That's the man he threw it to. But if you can see, James Washington is wide open. Like, all Dobbs has to do in this situation is throw it to the back pylon. It's a better chance of James Washington finding the ball in the end zone, right? Y'all see that? Now let me show you how open James Washington ended up being. Boom. Look at this. And I'll blow this one up for you guys as well. You place that ball in the right spot, easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. Because Rasul Douglas is playing underneath. It's a touchdown. Touchdown. I'm just saying. Not trying to pick on Dobbs, but guys, I'm crazy with it. I'm telling you, when I watch film, I'm looking at the game a little differently, as if I'm a coach or something. All right, so let's go ahead and leave Dobbs alone in these particular instances. And I'm going to show you one other thing here that Dobbs did great. Again, quick footage. I don't want to keep it up for too long because I don't want to get in trouble. But we're going to take a look at this, man, which does include Damon Patterson. Let's take a look at this touchdown here. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Take a look real quick. If you're looking at the screen, it should be in the top right corner, I believe. Beautiful stuff there. Now let me cut it off, and I'll show it once again. Again, I can't let it run too long, man, because the NFL is picky, petty. Somebody might see it, and then they want to get me for copyright stuff. So one more time. Again, pretty clean pocket. Steps up. Nice throw. Better catch. And look at this. The backflip. Wow, what an athlete, right? So let's talk about Damon Patterson. I'm going to tell you something, man. The Steelers has got an interesting battle at wide receiver. Obviously, the word is that Eli Rogers is more than likely going to start off the season on the active PUP list, which I believe that has to be a 6-week sit-out per the rules. Okay. you have Antonio Brown, you have Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously. You have James Washington, who is, still, trying to earn his keep, which, he did a couple great things in that game as well. We'll talk about that really quick. And after that, Justin Hunter, who just by default is probably going to make the roster. But then you have a couple other positions. Let's say those are the 4. Let's say, Hunter is the 4. Steelers will probably keep at least 5 receivers, which they normally do. They've been known to keep 6. But let's say they only keep 5. There's a couple people fighting for that spot. Damone Patterson might very well make a push to be the 5th receiver. Here's the problem, though. Does he boot DHB off of the roster? Now, I'm not talking about as a receiver. Just think about everything that Darius Haywood-Bay does, right? Think about everything he does in terms of special teams, still having speed, knowing the system. Whether you hate him or love him, this guy has did something valuable for us every year he's been there for the most part. So I don't think they cut him. Now, if they're only going to keep 5, that could be Tucker. We know Marcus Tucker, and that could be your boy, I just said it, Justin Hunter. And Damone Patterson could all be fighting for that final spot if they only keep 5. Now, if they keep 6, it might open up another spot. But again, if Eli Rogers is set to come back, they have to think about a future roster move. This is going to be interesting, man. I don't know. The way he's playing, does he clear waivers? And are you able to get him on the practice squad? I don't know. However, I think if this guy continues to play the way he did, again, I understand it's not top tier competition, but whatever. You can only play against whoever you're playing against. If this guy continues to perform like that in the preseason, I think you got to make a spot for him, especially if he can offer you anything in special teams. He was my standout for the game. My man, Damone Patterson, got off. He got busy. Ola Adaney, he showed some flash. Not only did he get the strip fumble, there's a couple plays where I saw he had some good run support, where he made a couple good tackles in the run game. Keon Adams, he didn't flash as much, but I did see some pressures from Keon Adams, so that's still yet to be determined. I don't think he did bad. I don't think he did great. I saw some pressures from him. Even saw a pressure or two from Big Dan McCullers. Who, guys, by the way, I think Big Dan is probably going to make the squad. Who else? Matthew Thomas did a couple things. He made a couple tackles. He showed his speed out there. None of these guys overwhelmed me. And again, it's the first preseason game. Again, guys like Terrell Edmonds. I didn't get to see enough action with him. Like the ball didn't necessarily go his way. I did see a pass breakup he had where there was a pass to the tight end. Tight end was a little bit behind him, but he was there to interfere with that, so I like seeing stuff like that. I did see him around the ball, but I didn't see Edmonds involved in enough plays for me to judge him. A lot of the plays that was getting, balls being thrown to people were not in his area. Like the touchdown pass that was thrown late in the game. I think it was down on the right end zone, if I'm remembering correctly. But it was the one where which quarterback was it? I can't even remember, man. But it was like a scramble drill, and then the tight end kept working. I think Goddard got the Dallas Goedert. I think he was the one who caught the touchdown. And again, that wasn't directly on Terrell Edmonds, so you can't really judge him there. But, we'll see how that progresses. I mean, he's going to be okay anyway. Number 1 pick, he has nothing to worry about. What else did I want to say about that game really, really quick? James Conner showed some flash, guys, early on. Showed some great flash in the run game. But he also showed that pass protection still probably needs some work. He gave up a bad pressure. As well as, if we're going to be fair, when the quote-unquote starters were out there, my man Fletcher Cox just gave David DeCastro that work. And there was a sack just like that. But, sometimes great players, beat other great players. So it's not like David DeCastro sucks or anything like that, but woo, didn't like seeing what I saw. Now, real quick, man, before I go into a couple other things, I want to address the defense as well. I know it wasn't the full strength Steelers as far as the starters, but I wasn't overly impressed by the outing. John Bostic missed the tackle on that run that Ajayi had. It was about a 20-something yard run. They had him pinned back. And basically he was there, but it looks like he didn't commit all the way to make the tackle. So he missed the tackle. Then Burnett comes over, misses the tackle, and they scamper for about 24, 26 yards or whatever. Now, both Burnett and Bostic made tackles and made good plays later on in the game. Like Bostic was able to get a tackle for loss. So it's not to say that, again, I'm not saying that these guys can't play or whatever, but it's just things that you notice. I think the defense will be okay. I'm really going to be keeping my eye on the defense come the third preseason game where most of the starting unit is out there. Or we'll see what happens here in the game against the Packers. So, again, it's not really enough for me to evaluate. At this point, I'm really just looking at individuals, not, the team collective, because it's not the roster or the full depth chart that's going to be on display, when it really counts. Was there anything else, guys, really quick before I go into the Packers and then I look and see what you guys have? Ridley, man, and Toussaint. They both showed some flash. Ridley obviously being a veteran, Toussaint out, obviously a veteran now. I think the Steelers got some real decisions to make at running back behind Le'Veon Bell. Obviously, James Conner is going to be there. Jalen Samuels, is there a spot for him as a runner? It's going to be very interesting to see what the Steelers decide to do in terms of the guys carrying that mail. Jalen Samuels obviously is a Swiss Army knife type of guy, but I don't know. I just don't know how the evaluation comes down. Who's the odd man out if you keep Conner and you keep Jalen Samuels? Is it Toussaint? Is it Ridley? It's going to be a tough decision to make right there. Was somebody else I wanted to talk about, guys? I'm trying not to forget before I move forward. We talked about Quadri Henderson, man. It's going to be tough with him when just being a return specialist, because if he doesn't get any opportunities, I think he's gone. Maybe enough to stay on the practice squad. We'll see. He'll probably clear waivers, so practice squad spot might be in play for him. But, if they don't kick it to you, you don't really get a lot of opportunities there. And I think that's it, man. I think I covered it. I think I covered it all. So let's go on to the next thing, man. Let's talk about the Packers and some quick updates here. Wait. James Washington and Mason Rudolph, they got a connection, obviously. And I like to see Mason Rudolph being aware, getting the guys offside, and James Washington continuing with the play, heave it downfield. And the fact that regardless whether it was an offside or not, I like the fact that James Washington went up and caught the combative catch. That's what he's known for. That's what we heard coming out of the draft. This guy gets his hands on the ball. He comes down with it. And that was what we saw there. That was a beautiful thing to see. I'm not really worrying about the fact that it was an offsides free play. Just like the Juju Smith, the Juju Smith-Schuster touchdown was a free play there. What I enjoyed was the fact that Juju attacked the ball, went up and got it. Something that we didn't really see Martavis Bryant do at 6'4", 6'5". Don't understand that. But remember I said that last year. Juju had a catch like that against the Lions. I think it was the Lions or one of them teams. It might have been Cleveland. It was somebody like that late in the year. I don't think it was the Lions one. Obviously, the Lions catch was the 97-yard touchdown. But it might have been in the Lions game where he also had that combative catch down the sideline. I don't remember, but I know he did it a few times last year. And I remember saying then that's what I like about Juju. He goes up, high points the ball, and takes the ball. James Washington put that on display as well, so it's good to see that. And, I think Mason Rudolph did fairly well. He didn't do great, he didn't do bad. Didn't have a huge amount of opportunities to pass the ball downfield. But I think, just seeing him in action, it didn't look like the moment was too big at all. He looked very comfortable, if you ask me. So it was great to see that. And there you have it. Now, let's talk about some other things, man. I actually see somebody just put it there in the comments. Ben Roethlisberger, man, went bumped his head a little bit, I think, today, man. I saw it reported that, he was holding his head after being put on the turf. One guy here says he's in the concussion protocol. This is why your stars guys don't really play in the preseason, and it's the same reason why you try to be careful with them in practice. I don't know what happened, but hopefully he'll be okay. I'm pretty sure he will. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that and just make sure that Big Ben is going to be okay going into the season, obviously. Bud Dupree is back in action. He practiced today, and Mike Tomlin said that Bud Dupree will be playing in this game against the Packers. So we get an opportunity to see the latest edition of Bud Dupree. Is he Bud Dupree, Dud Dupree, or will he be Stud Dupree? That's what we all want to know. I'll take Bud Dupree. At least give me that. Would love to see Stud. I will not like to see Dud. So we'll see. Sean Davis, man, day to day. I think I talked about that already, but it's interesting, man. The safety position is also interesting. I think Sean Davis is going to be okay, man, but I haven't been able to really get a chance to see him back there at free safety doing his thing too much. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. It just makes me think about what are the Steelers going to do at the safety position. There's some decisions there as well. I don't think Marcus Allen makes it at the current time, man. I think a guy like Burhay is going to be a special teams guy. He's known for that. And I think because of that, you're going to keep him on the roster. You already have Burnett, Edmonds, and Davis. None of those guys are going to get cut, in my opinion. So it only leaves Burhay and Dangerfield and Allen. I'm not sure that the Steelers keep 5 safeties. If they keep 4, again, going with my gut, I think they're going to go with Elmer Fudd Dupree. That's funny, Kenya. And my gut tells me they're going to keep Burhay because he's a special teams guy, but let's keep an eye on it and let's see what happens. I think Marcus Allen's going to have to do a lot to make the 53, but, again, roster spots as far as like the practice squad could be open for him there. So we'll see. And was there anything else I had, guys? I think that's it. Yeah, I talked about everybody I wanted to talk about. Let me put my notepad down, and I'll take a look and see what you guys have to say here, and then we'll get up out of here. Time check. We're at 29 minutes, so I don't want to go too much further than the 30 minutes. We're trying to get better with these. But all in all, man, what I'm looking for out of the Packers game, I just want to see the Steelers, I just want to see them get back into a little more of a rhythm defensively and offensively, clean up some things. I didn't get a strong look at Chooks. Okafor peeked at him, but I didn't really analyze him because, again, the stage that he was in the game, he wasn't really going against, elite pass rushers or anything. But I'll take a closer look at him, come this particular game. But I just want to see, more splash, and more ability from the guys who are playing defense. Again, I want to see Bostic again out there. I did already see him out there, directing traffic. So clearly he's a communicator like what has been, reported of him. And clearly, in my opinion, I think he replaces Dirty Red. That is the last thing I wanted to say, and then I'll check and see what you guys got. I don't know who's going to make it at inside linebacker. Obviously, Bostic, Williams, you would think obviously Medikevich. But after that, again, are the Steelers going to keep 4 or 5? So we're looking at L.J. Ford. I think people are forgetting him. They said L.J. Ford is having a great camp. Guys like Matthew Thomas. Does that keep Matthew Thomas on the team? Me personally, I think because of the depth, I think that the Steelers might actually keep 10 inside backers. 10 total backers. 5 inside, 5 outside. If that happens, I see it lining up like it would definitely be Bostic, Williams, Medikevich, Fort, and then I would say Matthew Thomas has a spot on the 53 if they do that. Outside, it's going to be interesting, but obviously Watt and Dupree, more than likely Chicolo. If they keep 5, I could see Keon Adams and possibly a Danny. But let's not forget about Hoonigan. Ferritin Hoonigan, I think his name is. I don't know. I think it's very slim out there, and that's, again, the reason why I think they keep 5, both inside and outside, because the linebacker depth is just dun-dun at best. So we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. I really mean it this time. So let's take a look and see what you guys are talking about. See a lot of familiar faces in here. Let's go to the top. What up, Champagne? What's good? What's good? Riker, what up? My boy Tony, of course, he's in the building. What's up? What's up, Michael? Ali, here we go. Let's go. Yes, Aaron Nubb, I agree with you, man. Damone Patterson is getting me very excited as well, man. I hope there's a spot for him. Amazon Don 703, what up, man? If I'm not mistaken, my man Amazon is a Redskin fan. So again, I appreciate when these guys come in just to check me out. You know, regardless if I'm talking about Steelers or not. You know, these are loyal guys, man, that I talk to here on YouTube or Twitter. So shout outs to him and along again with Antoine. You guys heard me mention him before. My man Kenyon in the building. Let's see. Yeah, Tony mentioned it too. Big Ben concussion alert. I wonder what actually happened, man. Maybe, Alex Kozor of Steelers Depot, I know he was out there. Maybe he has more of a report of what actually happened. They just said he got hit to the turf. I don't know what that means. Did he get hit? Was he in pads? Because I think they did tackle today. But I don't know. What's up, Ron? What's good with you, man? JD played good until this play. Yeah, man. Listen, like I said, I'm not beating up Josh Dobbs at all. I think it's going to be interesting with the quarterback battle. I think clearly, man, some of y'all might not like this, but as the moment is right now, clearly, Landry Jones is the number 2. With maybe giving Mason Rudolph the opportunity to overtake that. I don't know. I don't really see it yet. And Dobbs, unfortunately, it might be the lone man out. You're not gonna cut what's his name? Mason Rudolph. This is Landry's last year. He's the only other veteran. See what I'm saying? Dobbs could be the lone man out. Maybe they could get him on the practice squad if he clears waivers. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. And they exclusively are playing Dobbs and Mason Rudolph Thursday against the Packers. So that should be interesting to watch. Let's see. My father-in-law is in the building. What's up, Leonard? Leonard Langley. That's my guy right there. So he's actually here live, man. I'm glad that you are actually able to get in with an account, because now you have the opportunity, man, to chat it up with people in here. So, guys, let's give my father-in-law there a round of applause. Let me cue that up. And in case you guys were wondering, and I'll let you guys figure it out, he is actually myself and Tony's father-in-law. So that's how me and Tony are really, really like family, but I'll let y'all figure out how that happened. Let's see what else is going on here. Alan Woodall says, Landry Jones didn't play good. We found another weapon in Patterson. The secondary played better. The defense has to tackle better. Yes, yes, yes. And I almost forgot that. They must tackle. I already mentioned the play where, Bostic and Burnett. And there was another play, man. I can't remember who was on the field, but there was another play where they had the Eagles in a third down situation, and it was like a last-minute pass, and it was racing to get to the first down, and the guy missed the tackle and allowed him to get the first down. I have to go back and see who that was, but yeah, they got to tackle better. Let's see what else you guys saying out here, man. Young Dom says 92 looks good. I like his style and aggressiveness. Yes, that's Ola Adeni. Kenya said, yeah, Fletcher Cox, he definitely destroyed my man David DeCastro, man. I felt bad for Big Dave right there. Let's see. Come on, guys, give me something else. Somebody's talking about Tony said, I think 79, I'm having a senior moment. Who y'all talking about? Hargrave? Or y'all talking about something else? Speaking of Hargrave, man, I heard on the Terrible podcast that Hargrave, and we saw it in the game, he played a lot. And Alex Kozor was saying that Big Dan McCullers actually played first team a few snaps. So I wonder what's going on there. And Hargrave made a good play. You know, he does a great job sniffing out screens. He did that in the preseason game. But I wonder what's the deal, man. What's going on with Hargrave? All right, and Kenyon says that James has been doing that all of camp, making combat catches. Told you Martavis played like he was five. Yeah, you right. Martavis Bryant, man, he never went up and yoked the ball. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I never saw him go up and snatch it, take the ball out the air. You know, it's crazy. Hey, how you doing, Debbie? She says, or I don't want to say he or she because it says Debbie J. It could be a he behind it. I'm assuming it's a she. So correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, what's up, Debbie J? Said, what's up, Sam? I'm late to the party tonight. Washington combat catches as well. Yep, Martavis did not do that at all. Look, that's funny. Both Debbie and Kenya said the same thing. I don't understand it. Let's see. What else y'all got, man? We only got a few more minutes here. Oh, here we go. Y'all got some stuff here. Let me scroll to it. I need to see 44 with Bostic for a whole game. That's an interesting thought right there. You like to see Metakevich and Bostic? Hey, you know, I'm with you with that. Let's see. Let's see how they play together. You know, at the end of the day, I like Vince Williams, but let's face it, there's nobody safe in that position. But I would like to see them play together to kind of see who's. I don't want to say who's better because the Mac and the Buck. You know, what I mean, the positions are a little different. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But yeah, I agree with that. I like to see both of them because I did see an instance where they were both out there. And I think Mason Rudolph is doing, you know, looks like a rookie. You know, did some good things, did some kind of things. Ball security he's going to need to work with. Username George says, did you hear the rumors that Pitt should trade Bell for Khalil Mack? I didn't hear that. Nah, I didn't hear that. I mean, listen. I don't even want to entertain that because I don't see it happening. I mean, I guess it would be where, Khalil Mack, is he in a contract year or whatever? I mean, the money and all that would have to matter, but let's say hypothetically, would I go for that? If we could get an elite pass rusher, I hate to say this. I can't believe I'm about to say this. But for an elite pass rusher, I might be willing to allow Bell to get traded. Reason why I'm saying that is we only got Bell for 1 year anyway. I mean, he's not going to re-sign. They're not going to pay him the money that he's going to get now that Todd Gurley has been signed. So maybe, but I just don't know. It's so many different factors. I mean, how long would you be getting Khalil Mack? How much is it going to cost, et cetera, et cetera. But if it was like an even swap and this guy was going to be with us for the next 3-4 years, okay. I might be willing to do it at this point only because, again, I don't think this last season with Bell is the reason why we do or don't win a Super Bowl. I think it also will come back down to the defense. Let's see. Oh, you said Ben got hurt by Keon Adams pushing Marcus Gilbert into him. Interesting. All right, well, you know, he should be okay. You know, he should be all right. If he's in the protocol, oh well, should be okay. You know, I hate to hear that, though, because you hate about anybody being in a concussion or having a concussion. So hopefully he's just in the protocol. They're just making sure he's not concussed. And, you know, we all know how that happens. You hit your head, it hurts for a while, and that doesn't mean you have a concussion. So hopefully it's something like that. L3293791. What a username there. He says, coaches got to be smarter at positioning. We could shut down the Patriots if we eliminated their weapons by using larger bodies on Grump. I'm going to tell you something, buddy. This is just my opinion. I don't think there's anybody on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster last year that was going to contain Gronkowski. I don't see it. I might not see it this year. Maybe a guy like Edmonds, because, you know, he's bigger and, you know, he's physical. Maybe a guy like, which, you know, he's still raw, but if you're talking big body and length, maybe a guy like Brian Allen. But outside of that, there ain't nobody on that team that gonna shut Gronk down. And all of our corners ain't big enough, except for Brian Allen. So that's just my opinion. I don't see it happening. It definitely won't happen in last year. Dez Bryant visiting the Browns. I ain't really worrying about that. You know, let Dez do what Dez gonna do. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna be it, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. We've been talking now for 42 minutes, so I'm 12 minutes beyond my time. And I know I say that, but, you know, it's going to bleed over sometimes. It is what it is. We talking Steelers football. And it's weird, man, as I look down at the picture here, look at the shirt. See that stuff inside. I'm not using, see, I was all over the place today, guys. I'm not using my normal camera. I'm actually using my webcam now, and you can tell the difference. It doesn't capture as much light, so when I green screen myself out, you can see stuff floating in these letters. Weird, but it is what it is. I don't think you guys care about that. That's just, you know, psycho stuff from me knowing how it should be looking. But anyway, man, I appreciate you guys coming by, man. I love the continued support, man, and this is going to be fun, a fun ride this year as we go into the season now that I'm primarily going to be doing these as streams, so look forward to it. But let's definitely watch the Steelers on Thursday. Take notes. And we can all come back here and report on who did what and, you know, chop it up. And like I said, going forward, man, we'll figure it out. I'll find the best option. But I want to see if I can start getting a couple of you guys, you know, to be able to call in, ask your question, or give your comment really quick. And, you know, try to do it like that. Get you guys a little more involved, man, than just having to read your text. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, man, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe if you like what you see, whether it's for the Pittsburgh Steelers or, you know, guys, you know, I do gaming as well. Hit the notification button so you're fully aware of the next video, and I promise it will never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for Terrible Towel Tuesday, but for you guys that come around for gaming, I may be back here a little later tonight, and, you know, we'll rock out a little bit there. But, yeah, small chance, but I probably will be there. But anyway, man, appreciate you guys coming through. Hopefully, it's good news on Ben Roethlisberger, and, you know, hopefully we have some better things to talk about after this game against the Packers. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Here we go, Steelers. See y'all next week. Peace.